PWI Steelers segment. Fellas, listen, we got a lot to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Yo, fellas, what about all the trades that's been going down? Did y'all hear about what happened lately? I mean, honestly, Aaron Rodgers signed that contract. Then we got the boy Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey. We traded away one of our premier defenders, Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, like, Wax, I'm gonna start with you. How you feel about that, man?
The more I think about it, the better it sounds. Because, I was a Minkah fan, but he hasn't really produced in the last couple of years.
Right.
So, I think Jalen Ramsey is a little bit past his prime, but I think he'll produce more than Minkah did.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's not really fighting through a lot of injuries. And
right.
Stuff. And with the signing of Jonnu Smith, we have another tight end that'll spread the field a little bit until we get our backups on the same page.
Okay. Right. Now, how you feel about it, dude? The trade for Minkah.
I mean, at first it was like a shock because it's like, damn, like they got rid of Minkah. But then it's like, you start to think, it's like, I can't remember the last big play Minkah had in the last couple years.
Right.
So it's like, and I don't know if they were just using him wrong because it seemed like he was just lined up 30 yards off the ball and just there every time. And it's like, but I don't know if he wanted to be that or because he seemed like he was a part of the defense. Like if you watch those Hard Knocks videos or the Hard Knocks show, he was always in there with Tomlin watching tape and everything and coming up with the defense. So I don't know if that was his doing or maybe he lost a step. I really can't tell with that. But like Wax said, Jalen Ramsey he's past his prime, but cornerback, I think, can be more of an impact than a safety at this point. And we've had some shaky cornerback play over the last few years, so I'm cool with that. I think they're talking about putting him nickel back. I think he's going to play some safety for us, too, because he's versatile. He can play all of those different positions.
That's what I was getting ready to bring up. They're going to move him around a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as depending on what package they run.
Right, and I think that'll help the defense. That'll help them be less predictable.
Right.
So, and then as far as Jonnu Smith, I love that part of it because like he's a beast when he gets the ball. So, and we need to get that middle of the field because we haven't been using the middle of the field for 2 or 3 years. So I'd love to see him be able to get in the middle of the field. Him and Pat Freiermuth. Hopefully Darnell Washington can get in there too.
Right.
So, and I think that'll open it up for DK. So. What did you think about the trade?
I feel like it was kind of crazy that you just was talking about it. Like I'd say probably about 3 or 4 months ago that you would redo the whole, basically the whole defense if you had the opportunity and keep a few players. You know, probably JPJR because he's still new.
Right.
A couple of the younger cats that just got there. But the fact that we actually pulled the trigger and got rid of him, it shocked the hell out of me. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I was like, holy crap. Because now you get rid of a safety and you acquire a cornerback.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that when you have a couple of corners,
right?
That are already out there and they're active.
They just signed Darius Slay, too, so
yeah.
He's there. But he's older, too, so it's like they didn't get any younger on defense.
No, they didn't.
I mean, other than with the draft. They didn't get too much younger on D. But I think Jalen Ramsey can be more effective than the way they were using Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Plus, I think having Jalen Ramsey on the field, nobody's really going to try him like they would try Fitzpatrick in his later years. Like, when he first got here, they weren't fucking with him. Like they weren't trying to target him on a lot of pass plays. But I feel like Jalen Ramsey brings that kind of the same aura.
Right. And they were using Minkah a lot differently than they are now. It's like I said, they just been putting him 30, 40 yards down the field, and he's not a factor in any game. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's just the way they was using him or if that's the way he wanted to be used. But Like I think with Jalen Ramsey, you can move him around and get better production.
I feel personally that like a lot of people say it's a young man's game. You know, they say football is one of those games you can't be a veteran and that be to your advantage. So I will say this: I'm interested to see how this all pans out.
Right.
I will say this: acquiring Jonnu Smith, do you feel like it was to our favor, Wax? You know, we already have Big Mount Washington, and we have the boy Pat Fryermuth.
Mm-hmm.
Why go out and get another tight end?
Because it seems like our tight end staff isn't ready.
Okay.
Like they're not dependable most of the time. I mean, Fryermuth is, but he's like the only one I could count on for the most part.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think bringing in Jonnu Smith, he's going to kind of like take the young man under his wing, Washington, and school him to what he should be doing on the field.
I feel,
or just lead by example.
And the fact that Jonnu Smith he's been with Arthur Smith basically his entire career. He was in Tennessee when Arthur Smith was the OC. Then Arthur Smith brought him into Atlanta. He was there in Atlanta. So he's been and he's had his best years. Even though last year he wasn't with him and he had a really good year last year. But he's super comfortable with Arthur Smith's offense. So and Arthur Smith loves tight ends. He loves that sounds funny. But Arthur Smith, I guess we all do.
That end is tight.
But I mean, Arthur Smith uses a lot of tight ends in his offense. Sometimes he runs 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends, and then sometimes he runs 13 personnel, which is 3 tight ends. So I think Jonnu Smith is going to be a big addition to the offense. I really do, because he's basically like a wide receiver with size.
Yeah, and he can catch.
Yeah, and he can get after it. After he catches, he can get moving. So
I'm a bit nervous because we like to run a double tight and package out there a lot more than we don't. So I just want to make sure that everybody we got back there is going to be, you know, an asset to us.
Right.
I don't want to have a one of them guys feeling like they're got their jobs at constant jeopardy.
Right.
Unless it's to the good of how they're going to perform out there.
Right.
Now, if they got them back there to turn the heat up on the other two, kudos.
Right.
Good decision. Do you feel like the road that they're going to is going to get us past the first round? Let's just pull the Band-Aid off.
Depending on if TJ, and we'll talk about him later.
Right.
But, depending on if we keep him, I think I kind of see the vision a little bit better than I had before. You know, I mean, it all depends. Like we always say, it all depends on. I think Broderick Jones is the key to this season.
Really?
Yeah. If he can get out there and play good at left tackle, we'll be all right. I think Aaron Rodgers will be all right. I think, but if he gets out there and play like he did last year, Aaron Rodgers is going to be in trouble.
How about you,
That
Wax?
will lead to the rest of us being in trouble.
Same thing. Like I feel like we need a block for old man Rodgers,
right?
Because he's not going to be able to sustain too many hard hits.
Now I've been wanting to ask you this for weeks. How many seconds does Aaron Rodgers require back there?
3.5.
So 1,001, 1,002. Now the ball's going, or 1,003.
3.5. I mean, he can get it out in 2.5, 3 seconds, but in order for him to actually make a big play or a decent play, he probably needs like 3.5 seconds.
So you're right. Broderick might be the key to this, make or break season.
You know, the whole offensive line in general, but basically him, because he's the only. Well, actually, I mean, the other rookie, he's basically a rookie, Fatanu. So we don't know what he's going to do if he can stay healthy again. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this year. But he looked good last year. The couple of snaps that he got to play. But he's basically a rookie. So we'll see with them two, the tackles.
You almost don't want to put them in preseason. You almost don't. But you have to try them out. You have to see if those horses are going to be able to carry that workload.
Right.
But in cases where, like, a previous season where he gets injured, and that cost him a whole season last year.
Yeah.
You almost want to keep him out of these preseason games. Like, you know what you're looking for out of a lot of players. So if you got him worked into a steady flow, You almost want to try him out. Like, if I'm going to sacrifice him, and I don't mean it like that, like I got him up there like, if I'm going to, like, put him out there with our ones, I'm going to have to make sure he's battle tested.
Which were you talking about, Fatanu?
Yeah. So it's hard to put him in that game type situation week after week before the first dance.
Right. I'm probably putting both of them out there because they both need as much work as they can get. So
Right.
You only learn by working.
And I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be a slow process, in my opinion. Like, he's going to get beat a couple of times, but he should build off of it.
Right.
That's what I mean, Wax. When do you spin them? Do you say, okay, I'm going to let you sit out for the preseason, or do I see what I got?
I'm going straight from the jump because this is who we thought is going to be the future of our line.
Gotcha.
Right.
So you have to put him in right now to get the experience and learn off of his mistakes.
Gotcha. All right, now let me ask you this. Do you feel like we have the key pieces to sustain offensively? Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback that we were looking for. We got Warren out there, and we have that explosive running back from Iowa. We got Jalen Warren and Caleb Johnson out there, the 1-2 punch.
Right.
Do you feel like the receiving core is going to add heat to Aaron Rodgers?
I do. I would like another receiver, but I think that's why they got Jonnu Smith, because they're probably going to try to use him as the second receiver.
That's asking a lot.
I know. I would like them to go out and get another receiver. I don't know if they will or not. I think they have the space for it. They have the cap space.
I think having Rowan Wilson, bring him up and let him get some burn because he was on the team last year. He just got injured.
Right.
He's coming from a national championship team.
Go Blue.
Yeah, so he knows what he's doing a little bit. I mean, plus, he had all year to study.
Right.
So now just go execute. You know what I mean? At least see what he can provide for you.
I like Calvin Austin III too. So I want to see what he can do as well with Rodgers behind the center. So I think Rodgers might be able to give it to him right where he needs it, because he's the fastest guy on the field.
Right.
If you give it to him like on a cross or with some space in front of him, he can take it all the way.
Right.
He's that fast.
See, but the only thing is we don't use our small receivers like everybody else does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you think of Tyreek Hill, you think of we'll say, who's old boy from the Patriots that
Edelman and them.
Yeah, they used them and they would kill.
Right.
They would, because they would dink and dunk down the field.
Right.
They, little chips. They would throw them 15, 20-yard shots.
And I want to get to that. If we're going to get some small receivers, use them right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't send them on flies all the time and, 50-50 balls.
Right.
Get him the ball immediately and let him work.
Right. And just move the chains. I just want to see our offense move the chains again, because we haven't been moving the chains for so long. I'm tired of 3-and-outs. I want to score on the first drive of the game. So hopefully, because we haven't done that in years.
And that sets the tone.
Yeah, it does.
That sets the tone. That lets you know that it was easy for me to get
right.
here.
It lets you know you're in a game. It puts the pressure on their offense now, and they gotta come do the same thing.
You gotta answer, and if you can,
right,
and I can go back down there and do it at my leisure,
and that's damn near game over. You can finish the game in the first quarter if you really get out there and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
we need to get back to putting our foot on people's necks.
Exactly,
and keeping it there.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Because for some strange reason, football has gotten to the point where you can almost come back.
Right.
You've seen a lot of comeback games recently.
Right.
I'm from the era. We are from the era. You'll lose 42-0.
Right.
You'll see their score and be like, "Damn, you got double camped."
Right.
That never really happens, but
not anymore.
You dig what I'm saying, Wax?
Plus, on top of that, after you wear a team out and you put your second string in and let them get some burn.
Right. You let them
experience.
It's a thing of having the guy that plays, second squad, let him come out here and see if he can get 100 yards. Yeah. I've had 200 yards and 230 yards rushing, and the young buck had 173. That's a fantastic night.
Right.
He gets to be a hero.
And like, you know, like we came from that era where, like, especially with Bill Cowher, he got a crazy stat. I think we came from
Wait
that
a minute,
era.
dude.
Oh, go ahead.
We ain't even gonna tell them what era we come from. We're not gonna tell them anything, Wax, until they do 3 things.
And what's that?
That's like, share, and subscribe, because we need this whole thing to keep moving.
Right.
So go ahead and tell them what era we come from, dude.
Yeah, but we came from that era when, you know, when Bill Cowher, when we were up, he had a crazy record. Like, if we were up by 10 points at any time, I think we lost one. He was like 100-something-1.
As
like,
far as being up, like, lead-wise?
Yeah, if we were up by 10 points at any point in any game, Bill Cowher, we went like damn near undefeated. So if all we had to do was get 10.
That's cold.
I want to get back to that. I want to get back to like controlling the game. You know, it don't even got to put up 50. Just, you know what I'm saying, put up enough that keeps the other team, you know what I'm saying, at bay.
I remember in some of my younger coaching days, I think the last time we had won the championship when I was at the helm was 17. And we played a team that's near and dear to our hearts as far as being our greatest adversaries. Quip. The only way we can beat them, Wax, the only way I knew at the time, now mind you, it's 2017, that I could go into the championship knowing that I beat probably one of my greatest adversaries, was not allowing them to score.
Right.
That was it. That was the only way I knew how to beat them. I said, you know what? We both went back and forth as far as scoring, but they outscored us, you know. In this game, in order for me to beat them, I can't let them score. We ended up winning 6-0. That was probably one of my greatest victories as a coach, because it's not the fact that I scored. That was going to happen, Wax. That's like tomorrow. Tomorrow's coming whether anybody that's watching the show is going to be here or not. It's going to be here. Right. That game had to happen that way because that team is so fantastic that if we start going back and forth and scoring, things might get out of control. So I had to basically isolate them and not let them score, not allow that.
Right.
This man right here, he wants a playoff win. You hear me? Before something gets real bad and he goes up there to Steelers headquarters and tells everybody that they're fired. And, like, he knows enough people that that shit can happen. So I don't want that shit to happen, especially to Coach T.
But and a lot of that counts on, we're counting on TJ. So we can get into that TJ talk. Like, what do you guys, what's your thought process on this whole TJ contract?